Welcome to the Horror Movie Project, and today we're gonna finish up the Nightmare on Elm Street series. We got the last 5 through Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and then the remake. And I'm your co-host, Dead Mike, Crazy Horror Collector on YouTube, and joining me today is
Dan from Reject Filmz.
Yeah, let's start this.
Let's start with number 5, Dream Child.
Comes to chills.
It happened while I was awake.
When it comes to screams.
The party just started.
When it comes to pure terror.
Bon appetit.
No one delivers like Freddy.
Better buckle up.
All right, Krueger. This time it's for keeps.
A Nightmare on Elm Street 5. The Dream Child.
It's a boy.
When it comes to terror, remember, Freddy knows best.
Yep. Alright.
1989.
Yeah, I'm happy you wrote that down because I'm writing that down. Awesome. Alright. So, trying to look at my notes here, what I got for it.
If anybody's curious, it's cost $6 million to make, and it grossed just over $22 million.
Yeah, it's good you wrote that down too because I'm writing that as well. Yeah, so it's graduation day or whatever, right? And like, it's the girl from the last one. I'm not sure if it was the same actress or not. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I believe so.
She
Alice.
just dyed her hair or something. Yeah. She had like worn her hair was more like, I don't know, something different in the last one. But it's been some time, so yeah, she's still dating that one dude, Dan, right? Or that?
Yeah. I just checked. It was the same actress, Lisa Wilcox.
Yeah. And yeah, her dad's like good now. He's not an alcoholic anymore. He's sobered up, and they're all excited. And I forget how she gets back in the whole dream state again. It's something like, what gets her back in there? Like,
Well, the main plot to this one is that she's pregnant.
oh yeah.
So her baby starts dreaming.
And then it starts to trigger her off.
Alright, so Freddy's trying to come back into the world through her child.
Yeah. And yeah, it's pretty much, from what I remember.
Yeah, that's pretty much the whole concept of this one. Is him trying to be real again and exist and everything through the baby.
And pretty much, isn't she still living at home and everything, like with her dad and?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's dating Dan there, and then there's 2 other characters that join them, right? Like you got the comic book guy, and isn't that right? Or I forget.
Yeah. You got the kind of nerdy guy that's into the comics and everything like that. I believe his name is Mark.
Yeah.
And
There's
Mark
and another.
Alice, Dan.
There's some other girl I don't remember.
And Greta.
Yeah.
The kind of wants to be a star type persona.
Yep.
And her mom's all like forcing it on her too to stay in shape, eat right, do all this. And, photo opportunity, get over there, all that kind of stuff, and then you don't really think it's what she wants, though, she's kind of being forced.
Yep. And pretty much right away, like we are doing spoilers if you guys didn't notice, but yeah, we're gonna tell you what happens.
Yeah, we've only been out around 20-something years, 30 years.
Yep. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, Dan pretty much, he gets killed right away, like, from what I remember, he,
right, yeah, he's the first kill.
Yeah. and he's like on the road or something, and I don't know. Isn't he like driving like a motorcycle because he can't get into the car? Yeah,
he's on the motorcycle and starts falling asleep on the bike.
And then
anything like that.
And it's really weird too because you see his skull and everything. Freddy's like putting cords into him. It's kind of cool, but then it's kind of really, really cheesy with the way they do it.
Well, nowadays, the effects are pretty outdated. But I'm sure if you would have seen it back in '89 like that, it would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, and then it just
definitely a memorable kill.
Yeah, he just like blow up from a crash pretty much or something. I don't know. I forget.
Yeah, they just say you got in a wreck and stuff like that. But yeah, the bike scene was pretty decent though. I mean, they even have people do their motorcycles up like that and take them to shows and stuff. I mean, not exactly like it. It'd be kind of impossible, but the concept of it. Yeah. So it's definitely held on through the years.
Yeah, it was cool how like the wires and everything in the bike went into his skin and all that. I like that. Just the way it looked, but
it's like you got the need for speed or something like that, or whatever the tagline is on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I should have wrote that down.
I didn't either.
I'm not sure if they show him crashing in his car though, or if he's actually on the bike when he dies. I don't remember because he's freaking out. Why did he jumped into the bike or the car or whatever, like what he really was in or whatever. I don't know if it was in his truck or whatever, or I'm just getting confused with another one, but yeah, it's probably on the bike, but
the one before this, I think, if I remember right, he had a bike in the back of his truck, but I think he goes to leave and either the vehicle went dark or they were surrounded by cops or something, or whatever it's the case. Yeah, but he had to end up taking the bike instead. I can't remember. Yeah.
Yep. It kind of reminds me, I think what I'm getting confused with is Wes Craven's New Nightmare. There's a kill similar. Well, not really, but I don't know. I don't know why I'm...
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Alright, yeah. He gets killed, and then she's, obviously depressed from that. She hangs out with the comic dude and the one chick. One chick actually...
Greta.
Yeah, Greta, they don't last long. It's just like, high school bullshit going on, talking about, or they just graduated, so, they're talking about stupid crap. And pretty much Greta, she gets singled out. Freddy gets her, is the next kill because he pretty much, like, stuffs her with food, right? And then they're at, like, a dinner party or something.
Yeah, she's at that big dinner party, and her mom's telling her to eat and stuff, and Freddy's the waiter, and comes over there and starts shoving her fucking face full of food.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. And that, of course, another scene where they have figures of the waiter Freddy and everything like that,
Yeah, I actually have the one where he's got the...
I knew you were going to say
that. Yep. Yeah, it's a pretty cool kill. Like, it's definitely memorable for, I don't know, the way he does it. But she,
Yeah, I didn't write that down either, what he says. Because he's always got some smart-ass, phrase to say before he kills him.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I wrote it or not.
Yeah, I didn't either. But, it just starts stuffing her, and she gets bigger and bigger, and then when it goes back out of her dream state, she's just, like, choking at the table and stuff.
Yep. And she's... Yeah, pretty much just dead. Like, the whole group of people are laughing that she's with her mom. She's, like, trying to be, like, one of the cool people, I guess. I don't know, like, where they're even at. If she knows, like, Hollywood people or whoever they are, their head honchos or whatever, at that dinner table, and then they're just thinking it's a joke, and, pretty much, they don't believe her, and then she actually chokes and dies right there, and then Freddy takes the soul, and you can actually see her later on, like her chubby cheeks coming out of them, like later in the movie. If you remember that, like it's kind of a cool effect.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably the only thing this movie really had going for it was the kills. It had some good kill scenes, but other than that, the story was just kind of lame and just, I don't know, just didn't really care for it. But
yeah, and I don't know, the next dude, like the comic book dude, that lame was, I thought, really, the kill was really lame with that. Like, he's like I don't know, like a piece of paper. And Freddy just slashes him.
But before that was pretty cool, the introduction of Super Freddy and everything. He's sitting there looking at his comics and gets sucked into that world and it turns black and white and everything.
And he turns into his own comic book character that he makes, like some superhero guy. But Super Freddy is actually played by somebody else too. Like,
yeah, it's played by Michael Bailey Smith.
Yeah, because I've seen people get. They actually have a figure of that too, of just like Super Freddy. It's all black and white, I believe.
Expensive too.
Is it? Yeah, I've seen people get it signed.
It was like a Comic-Con exclusive or something like that. It wasn't like a high production figure.
Also, is there anyone else that plays Freddy other than him and Jackie and that new remake one? But besides that,
no, it's always been England. I mean, there's been some other, I didn't do all his own stunts or anything like that, but other than that,
I didn't think so.
The only other one to play. Which, I've met Michael Bailey Smith as well and had him sign, my poster where Robert Englund did, so that was pretty cool. He's a big dude, man, in person. Really nice guy, though.
Yeah, I haven't met him yet. I've just seen photos at conventions with him, but yeah, he does look pretty cool to me. And pretty much, like with that whole comic kill, we didn't really go into detail, but he falls asleep. He goes into the comic world, and he turns into it. Like the dreams are starting to fight back. Like he realizes he can become his own character, like with some. He wears like a bandana on his head, kind of like Hulk Hogan riding around. I don't know, not really, but I guess kind of the same concept of having something on his head.
He's supposed to be some badass. He's got the big guns and everything.
Yep.
He shoots Freddy. That's when he turns into the Super Freddy. After he shoots him and he thinks he's killed Freddy.
Yeah, he just pops back up. Yep.
And, I do like when Freddy comes out on the skateboard, though. There at the beginning of that scene.
He's got like spikes all over and everything.
Right, he got the spikes on it and everything. That was pretty cool. I know that comes with one of the figures they have too. You get that skateboard.
It's like a Comic-Con exclusive one, I think. It's the skateboard, and it's all black and white, I think, too.
Alright.
But yeah, that one actually looks kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah, that's another one that's up there in price too, around upwards of $100. So
yeah. Yep.
A little too much for my taste, but
yeah, me too. So is the nun? I mean, I'm just trying to think because we watched so many of these movies. Was she in this at all, or is it?
Yeah, she's in this as well. They have to go. Alice finds her like bones or something in that one room.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like you. We've watched so many of these that it's kind of blended in together. But I know there is a scene where she finds where she was sitting in that chair or something like that, and you still see her clothing and everything.
Yeah.
She's just a skeleton.
Yeah, and it's played by a different actress too. It's a younger one, I believe, with the nun. I don't think it's the same. Like, I don't think they show the old lady, the older one from the other one that we watched.
Yeah, because this is the one where they go into the scene where it shows you what happened to his mom, and she's stuck in that room, and she's how he becomes the son of 1,000 maniacs or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other two people that work there take off and leave her down there in that pit of crazy people.
Yeah, and you even see Robert Englund in there. He's
in the crowd.
Yep.
It's weird, like, what? Did you, like fuck your mom here? Or what? What's going on?
Yeah, I was confused by that, too. I was like, why is he down there? I was kind of...
Yeah. He just looks at the camera with, like, a shit-eating grin, and,
Yep. And it's so crowded, too. Like, I don't know. I don't even know how that place functioned with that many people, and then you had the two people counting them, and he's like, all right, we're good. Let's get out of here. I just didn't care.
Oh, you made me lose count. Ew, it's 1,000. Let's go.
I could imagine counting 1,000 people in there, in that little, like, all squished in like a concert. But And she's like screaming.
Yeah, it just gives you, the backstory of how, his how his mom got pregnant and everything.
How he's conceived and all
that filled in.
Yeah. Yep. So it does tell you a little bit, but other than that, they're continuing the story with teens pretty much. From the other ones, I feel like that's why they called all these ones. They had Dream in the name, like the Dream Child for this one, and then Dream Warriors, and then the other one was Dream Warrior, right? And then Dream Child.
It was Dream Warriors, and then Dream Master.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, for some reason. Yeah, these movies do that to you.
I hear you.
Yeah, but she goes to the place to check on her unborn baby, and then Freddy's torturing him kind of through I don't know if he's trying to put souls in him or what he's doing, but you see him in the where she goes to it's weird because the doctor's kind of showing the baby to her on the screen, and then you see the baby inside her for a little while, and then Freddy's trying to mess with it, so it shows you the effects, which was kind of cool, a baby in there, but I don't know. And then wasn't Freddy a baby in this too? It showed
towards the end of it.
Yeah,
is where the Freddy baby comes out.
Yeah, I know I've seen that before at conventions as well, a baby Freddy. Where
they have the figure for that as well.
They do for
They made a figure for everything.
Yep, they did. Yeah, so baby Freddy, I'm trying to think how she kills him. It's something to do with
he just gets back into his mom's stomach as a baby. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, he gets sucked back in. Right. Yeah. It's something like that, but yeah, she takes him down, and then she somehow is still alive, right? She doesn't die, from what I remember.
Alice?
Yeah.
No, she doesn't die.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Man.
And the whole time, she's pregnant and everything, her parents are trying to get her to give it up for adoption to Dan's mom and dad and everything like that. Well, I don't know if they're trying to, but I know they're trying to take over the child because she's not mentally stable and all that. Doesn't want her to be a single mom and go through all that. And, she's like, fuck that, I'm keeping this kid.
Yep. Yep. And I don't know. This whole movie, towards the end there, I'm trying to think if it was in a church or where it was. It's probably in Freddy's World.
Yeah, I think it's in kind of that same church style as the last one and everything, because that's where his mom hangs out. That's where Amanda Kruger is always seen in that church setting.
So I think I don't really have much more to say about it. It's just I forgot so much on it because it didn't. I don't know. This one didn't really make a huge impression. It's not
right. Yeah, it's got to definitely be my least favorite of the original franchise.
Oh, really?
I was having a hard time staying awake and just keeping my interest on it. So
I think it's somewhat to blame with the characters and the baby Freddy. I don't know. I didn't really care for that much, and I don't know. It's hard to. It just didn't feel like. I don't know, him torturing the baby and stuff. It didn't really feel like. It just wasn't up to par. It felt like with the other ones.
Right. After coming off Dream Warriors and Dream Master, which were pretty solid
films,
entries. Yeah, this one just kind of fell short.
Yeah.
Like I say, aside from most of the kills were pretty decent. Like you said, except for Mark's kill, he ends up just getting sliced as a piece of paper. But the scene before that was cool though, with the the Super Freddy and everything. But yeah, not much. You didn't care too much about the characters other than Alice. And it tried to kind of touch on that single mother aspect. Tried to make people think about that in real life.
Yeah.
A couple other things, but
just nothing too exciting, really. It's just I don't know. They're trying to watch all these characters. Like, it was cool when they continued them with Dream Warrior to Dream Master, you know, but it's not the same with this one. This one, out of those, just don't even, like, if you're gonna watch them all, I guess, because you have to, because it continues it. It's just not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares about these people as much? Like,
yeah. I mean, this one, like you said, it does continue from the one before it, but I feel like you can just, you know, watch 4 and then move on to 6.
Yeah.
You don't really need this one in there.
Yeah, it's just showing you his loose ends, how he's taking care of them, you know, getting rid of the other kids that were in the last one. So
yeah,
and that's pretty much all you see. I can't
remember. Was there an end scene on this one? I didn't write it down or anything, showing like the setup for a sequel, or.
I think it was just him being the baby, and then that was towards the end. Like, she got him to go back in, and I think the nun, and that was pretty much all I remember from the end. I mean, it's hard to even. I guess the reason I'm not really remembering it is just because doesn't stand out. You know, it's just, I don't know.
Right. Doesn't she have the baby at the end of this one?
Her baby.
I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
Yeah, she might. I'm not sure on that either. It's pretty sad that I don't know either. I didn't write it down.
Our apologies for not remembering.
Yep. I just know the baby's fighting with her, and then Freddy's got all like those souls trying to come out of him, like he always does, and that's when you have that one girl with the chubby cheeks. I remember that, but trying to come out, but then he turns into the baby, from what I remember. I don't remember what she does to like get him to do that though. How it is it his mom or his mom shows up?
His mom like forces him back into her.
Yeah. Yep, and I think that's the end.
Like he was never born.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
I'm done
talking about this one. If you are,
yeah, I'm out.
Move on to ratings.
Yeah, I actually didn't write down IMDb and stuff. Probably should have, but
IMDb gives it a 5.1.
All right. And Rotten Tomatoes, I don't know. I didn't write that down either. I didn't do it for any of these. I probably should have, but. If you.
Well, I just had IMDb up. So
okay. That works. That's good for now.
I was initially, going to give this one like a 3.5. I think I'll give it a 4 overall.
Yeah.
Now we've talked about the kills again, I do enjoy, a few of the kills on here. And like I've said a couple times already, I do like that Super Freddy scene, and everything. So, only for that reason alone. But the story just was pretty bad.
So you give it a 4 then?
Yeah, I'll stick with that.
Alright, I was thinking more of a 5, but I don't even know if now that I'm talking about it, like, since I don't remember any of that, that's pretty sad.
It's not that memorable.
Yeah, I'll just stick with the 5, I guess. I was thinking about a 4.5, but it really don't matter. Oh well.
Alright. Yeah, like I said, this is one that, even when I rewatched it this time, I mean, we watch these like once a year around Halloween. We'll go through the whole franchise. And I can never remember exactly what happens on this one. I remember the other ones.
Yeah, it's just this one doesn't, it's not too enjoyable, like, from what I mean, it's like more background noise, like, if you're gonna have it on because you want to finish, you want the story to continue, and you're just like, I mean, this is the second to the last one with it, really, because Freddy's Dead's next, so it's...
Right.
One of the last ones.
Original, what they were going to originally do with it.
Yep.
I think we got kind of, the whole last 20, 30 minutes of it just it just got too confusing and kind of weird. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they were really going for at the ending of this. It didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
So.
It wasn't.
We'll move on to the next one if you want.
Yeah, just wasn't one of the ones that you'd really want to pick out if you want to. It's one of the ones I'd say you want to skip. But yeah, Freddy's Dead, the next one.
Every town has an Elm Street.
We're gonna have to hit him with everything we got.
Now I'm playing with power.
We're in Twin Peaks here.
It's gotta be me and him.
You want to live?
Maggie, watch out!
What's with kids today, huh?
Freddy's dead. The final nightmare.
It's pretty much, isn't it his kid or somebody, or it's some random kid, the last of the Elm Street kids, I believe, and he's having like these horrible dreams about him, and if I remember right, it's like he's on a plane, the first one, which you don't forget really, and then they're trying to like copy Wizard of Oz and all that with the first dream there, and you're kind of confused, and then he jumps out because Freddy's not powerful enough because he was really weak from becoming a baby and going back in his mom's belly or whatever. Like he's trying to regain his strength, I think, in this one.
Right, he's trying to use this John Doe character, which is his name in here. Nobody knows ever really who he is.
Yeah.
To get back and to being able to get back into the world and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty much he's like like if you go back to the town and everything, it's like a dead zone of children, but it's, I don't know, they think pretty much what happens is the cops kind of pulled the kid over and they think he's like on crack or something, so they're like, I don't want to deal with this, so they just throw him in like is it like a rehabilitating house or something, like for kids, that it's like a halfway house, or I don't know really what kind of...
Right, yeah.
Yeah. It's for troubled kids.
Going back to what you were saying there at the beginning, I do like that plane scene though, you know.
Yeah, he
like
falls out.
And that lady, you mind trading me seats and all that, and she gets sucked up through the plane and everything. And
yeah, she says something to him, stop being a pussy or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
That was funny. Yep, and she's the first one to get
on that rock and everything.
Yeah, and then Freddy's going around the tornado, like when he's in the house there, and he acts like the witch from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. I'll get you, my pretty little soul too.
Yeah, he just flies
I
away.
always remember that line. I love that part.
Yeah, I do too. It's pretty memorable with him flying on the broomstick. You're not gonna forget Freddy riding a broomstick. It's not gonna happen.
Which, if you ever watch like any special features or anything, they kind of compare Freddy to the Wicked Witch. You know, she's always got some smart-ass thing to say before she does something. You know, so they wanted to kind of incorporate that with Freddy, you know, earlier on as well.
Yeah.
I think they were looking for a time to put that in the movie, you know.
And pretty much, like, going on to the story, they go to that house place, and then there's like this doctor dude that's there kind of with all the patients, and he's like obsessed with dreams, and he's got, I don't know what she is, the girl that's dealing with all their cases of all those kids that are troubled and everything.
Alright, Maggie.
Yeah. She's got all the files on them, and you got the characters in it. You have that one chick that loves to fight and stuff, and then the one guy with the hearing aid that kind of always hangs out with her. I don't really think you get much on him, but...
Right, I believe that's Carlos.
Yeah.
Hearing aid. And, who's the other one? Tracy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Just to touch back on Maggie's character, she is played by Lisa Zane, who is Billy Zane's older sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I thought that was pretty interesting.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, she looks just, I mean, they look alike. I just looked it up because, I mean, when I was watching it, I'm like, that's not a very common last name, you know, so I kind of figured they were, but, and then you have Breckin Meyer in here as well as Spencer, who went on to do rat race and what was it, road trip and all that stuff or whatever.
Yeah, he's got the ponytail kind of, and he's got the dad that like just thinks like he's like, come on, son, you got to be like me. Try.
Which we'll touch on when we get to that.
Yeah, and that's why he's there. He's rebelling against his dad, kind of. His dad's doing well for himself. I think he's got like a lot of money, and he's like disappointed in his kid. That's kind of the
right. He doesn't want to like take over the family business or anything or whatever it is.
Yeah, and then the girl's got daddy issues, kind of where she wants to fight, and like her father. You don't really see much of it, but it seemed like there was like some sexual abuse or some shit, or I don't know, or
right, yeah.
Something going
so you
on
got
there.
Some sugar for daddy or something like that.
Yeah, she that's why she wants to fight all the time. She's like being a tough chick. And then the other dude, like I don't really remember much on him. Like nothing really. I think he just kind of tags along, from what I remember. He doesn't go much into detail on him.
Referring to the Carlos character?
Yeah, with the hearing aid, he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't really know why he's there or anything. It doesn't, like you say, it doesn't really tell you much about him. You just know he's got the hearing aid and everything like that. But
yeah, so pretty much that lady that deals with all their cases, she wants the new kid that comes in. She puts a lot of interest in him, and those other kids kind of tag along when she wants to bring him back to Elm Street to get over his fear of it, because he told her, I've been awake for 3 weeks or whatever, and it's just like, what? So she wants to get him out of that like funk he's in, and tries to bring him out there to, I don't know, reverse psychology, or I don't even know what she's trying to do, trying to get him to wake up or better him. And those kids tag along in the back of the what's it called, the van.
Yeah.
They all follow him.
Yeah, they go around trying to investigate like the school and stuff like that.
Yep, and that's one of the worst scenes of this thing. Is they do the deja vu all over again in this one.
But I love that line, man, where he's looking at the map and what's the map say? Map says we're fucked.
Says you're fucked, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Remember that part.
Yeah, he folds it out and just takes over the whole van. It's pretty, ridiculous. And then it says Freddy like carves on there.
Watching it nowadays, they're like, "What's a map?"
Yeah. Yep. And I think like they end up going to the carnival first. Like, and isn't Roseanne there from that show? I feel like it's her, that one actor. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Right. You got Roseanne and Tom Arnold make an appearance in there.
I thought so. Yeah. Yeah. They're like, don't take the kid. Like they're like, oh, come back with me, because they're kid deprived. This whole town, they got no kids,
and Roseanne's trying to get him back, and Tom Arnold comes over like, let's go, come on, let's get out of here. Yeah. That was a pretty kind of creepy scene, though. It was like sad and depressing, and kind of gave off a weird vibe. I don't know, like
trying
there was like maggots and bugs like crawling out of like the food and shit. Like,
yep. Town just broken, really. It's like a dead town. There's no children, the joyfulness of kids running around, it's just people all depressed that they don't have kids. Kind of.
Got like the sad clown just sitting there like smoking and stuff. Just like,
yeah, it was.
He had the real old car.
Yep, by himself. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I even told my wife before we started watching. I was like, "This is one with Roseanne and Tom, right?" She's like, "I don't think so." And then, yeah, they were in there.
Yep.
For some reason, that sticks out.
It does, yeah. And pretty much, like when they try to escape, the kids, she trusts them with the van, which I have no clue why she gave the keys to those kids. That was really stupid on her part, but she did.
Well, because at that point, she knew something was up, and. So she was
trying to get him to safety.
Kind of wanting to stay there and get answers and everything.
Oh, okay.
So she didn't want to leave and take them back and miss out on trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, and they can't get back, so they end up crashing at the old Elm Street house, the original house, right? It's like It has like a look of like a house for sale or something. They all kind of go in there, isn't it? Like a trick like that. Freddy's World kind of. It has a
right. Yeah.
They go in, but it's like Nancy's old house, and from what I remember, and they're just kind of chilling. Like I think the hearing aid guy Carlos, he just goes up and crashes on the bed right away, and then the ponytail dude like passes out by the or he's chilling over by the
He's
TV.
sitting there getting high, watching TV.
Yep.
And then you have the appearance of Johnny Depp. This is your brain on drugs commercial.
I didn't even notice that. Wow.
yeah, he makes that appearance on there.
Yep. And she goes back trying to like, cause she can't even get out of there. Like she's stuck in that warp, and somehow she finds him with the van. And gets the one lady to come with the one kid, because they were exploring the town, and like there's a whole school and teachers are just teaching the wall pretty much, and there's I don't know, they're trying to find answers to it. I think they even find like a news clipping, and that's what he like freaks out about, like in the classroom, right? He finds like it was ripped out. He had like the news clipping himself or something. I don't know.
Right. And I like that scene where they go into the classroom and the teacher's still there. Like, I don't know if he's showing up every day or if he's just been there. But he's like, you know, going through the years, like Freddy's sailed across the seas or whatever. Like,
yeah, I feel like it was just, Freddy's World, because, I mean, otherwise that dude's just like a ghost memory or something. It's like repeating over and over, because I don't see why you'd show up to work if, you know, there's no kids to teach.
He's talking to the imaginary kids, too.
Yeah, and then he saw them there, and he's like, oh, I'll teach you, and then he shows them, like, the timeline of Freddy. And then, isn't there, like, missing kid stuff all over the place, too? Like, on there? Like, somewhere, yeah.
Little, like you were saying before, like the little clips of paper and stuff.
Yep. And she comes back, obviously, to get them all, and they go into the Nancy's old house, and then pretty much Carlos is the first kill with his hearing aid, because Freddy has a lot of fun with that. He
drops the one pin to start, and he catches it, then drops the whole box.
And then he takes one of those ear cleaning things, he shoves it all the way in there. That was kind of, I don't know, that actually kind of bugged me, because, I don't know.
With the Q-tip?
Yeah, that actually kind of disturbed me a little bit, because it's, I don't know, because you know when you clean your ears, I don't know why it like gets to you, but it kind of, like, I wouldn't even want, like, it's like someone taking scissors and just shoving it through.
Yeah, it's pretty sensitive up in there.
Yeah.
In the canal there.
Yep.
But, then he takes out the chalkboard.
Yep.
Starts
scratching
taking his note. I like that scene, though. He's, like, getting into it. He's, like, getting groovy with that shit, man. Like,
yep.
And then his ears just get, you know, they're bleeding, and then his head just fucking explodes.
Yeah, he throws him, he, like, throws him back that hearing aid, and then it's, like, Freddy morphed, and it goes, like, there's cords going into his freaking head and stuff, and it's, I don't know, and then his head blows up, at the end there, because it's just, he can't take it anymore, that pressure gets to him from all the tortureness.
Just a FYI that Robert Englund has said that's his favorite kill of the series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did not
I don't know
that.
why, he just says his favorite, so.
Nice. Yeah, that was actually it was a cool kill, but yeah, he's gone, and then I think that's the first thing they notice when they get back, don't they? He's like dead, or does he fights the other kid when he's getting high there on the couch, and then he gets into it's like a video game. He's playing like Atari or something with him, but I'm not sure, like, if they go back, they're already back, and he's like, oh wait, yeah, he's in the world, and they try to interfere and try to jump in while he's running around the house, because he's, like, stuck in that video game.
Right, yeah. They see Freddy actually playing the game.
Yeah.
In that room. And, he's bouncing up and down, hitting the ceiling and everything.
Yep, and they take out the controller and everything, and he's like, oh, he's got it on his glove, you know, the controls and stuff, too.
He's got the power glove.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it's pretty much the game isn't it like his dad, like, beating him up with I don't know, I'm trying to think if it was some kind of sporting, how was it? Was it a tennis racket or something? He's like hitting him with or something? It's something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's whacking him with something. And then Freddy's like huge in the game. He's just pounding on him. Yeah, and then
he's like boing, 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 boing.
Yep.
Like he's all into it and everything. And moving around. And...
I'm trying to think, like, is it... Oh, yeah, the kid wants to get in the dream to stop it. And then the girl's like, oh, I can do it through meditation. So somehow she meditates her way into the dream that he's in. And then he jumps through, like, the table because she beats the crap out of him and he flies in it somehow. I guess that works because he's like, oh, kick my ass or whatever. And somehow that works to get in there to stop Freddy.
Oh, yeah, he gets...
knocked into the dream somehow.
Right, yeah. She forces him to hit her or whatever.
Oh, wait, like, I think that she hits him or something, and then she meditates or something. Meditation or something. I don't know. That's how she got in, I think. But it's something weird like that.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. It's like, see, there's an easier way, or whatever it was.
Yeah, and then the other woman, I think she's just out of the... Well, did she get in too? Or the older lady? Like the
Maggie?
Yeah, she's the one dealing with all the case person or whatever. I don't know really what her description is, but yeah, the lady trying to figure all this stuff out. I think she might actually get in there too somehow. I don't remember though. Yeah, but so they ended up saving him out of the dream somehow, and then pretty sure he gets killed. Like, oh wait, yeah, like
Spencer gets killed in the game.
Oh, you're right, because he gets chucked down the stairs. Yeah,
he's like stepping on him in the game, like just going to town, pounding on him.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he goes into like it's pretty much he falls down the stairs, and then it's like hell opens up on the bottom of the stairs, or Freddy's world. He just falls in there and dies. Yeah.
I love that part, man. That whole game scene's just
the power glove. I mean,
it's so outdated now, but he's like, "Hey, I beat my high score."
Yep, you're right. He did. It was because that power glove. Because they thought they should. That's why I thought they stopped him, but they didn't. You're right, because he's got the power glove.
They leave and he like blocks them off. He's like, "You forgot the power glove."
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I'm playing with power."
Yep.
Yeah. They tried to stop him, but they couldn't.
Yep. And then the next one to go, I'm trying to think for kill was, pretty sure it's the
John Doe character from the beginning.
Oh, okay, you're right.
The next one to go.
Yeah, he does the parachute crap on him. Yeah, Yeah, that would really suck.
And then he's doing the old, like, kind of cartoony Acme scene there where he's rolling the bed of spikes out there. He's like, like wiping away the sweat and everything. He's
like floating up in the umbrella at first, and then somehow he works his way down. He like grabs onto the straps and he just cuts them off with his glove. And then he's falling. That would just be. I
believe that's the part where this whole time I think John is thinking he's Freddy's kid.
Yeah.
When he comes down and does that, he's like, "Oh, you didn't think you were my kid or whatever."
He's like, "It's a girl." Like, yeah.
He's like, "You're not gonna kill me. You need me, And he's like, "Nope, it's not you."
Yep. Pretty much.
So yeah, after that, you find out, that Maggie is his daughter.
And then he's just dead from the spikes. He's just, bleeding out on the floor.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're right.
Did they call
they try to they go
cover
back
it up
after that?
Yeah,
and they bring him in and everything. Yeah.
And don't they cover it up? Like they're trying to. I feel like they did at the place. They're trying
just his death though, because they don't really even know who that is. That's why he's still John Doe.
Gotcha. But he did his job. He got the kids for Freddy. He brought his power back.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to do, was get him to bring Freddy to his daughter. That's the whole idea behind everything.
Yeah.
He's trying to find her.
Yep. And he kind of uses him as bait, you know, like that's what he does with all of them. He gets the one kid to bring more kids in too, so he can regain his power, so he needs people to remember.
And we didn't even touch on, you know, it shows some like backstory scenes of her as a little girl, and they're running around the yard and everything, and
yeah,
you know, he's killing her mom.
Yep.
He thinks she's gonna tell, and
because she
like,
sees.
oh, I won't tell.
Yeah, he's got the serial killer stuff with that back room in the basement.
Room. Yeah.
Yep. And the daughter sees it, but doesn't like say anything. He doesn't do anything about her knowing because she's like what, like 4 or something, 5 maybe.
Yeah, like 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool seeing Freddy as Robert Englund running around with his tacky clothes on. You know, I don't know. They tried to. I noticed too, because like, for some reason they wouldn't like show his full head too. Like it was just like it was weird. Like when he's like, "Come over here." I don't know. Like there's a lot of close-up scenes with him, but from what I remember. But then you see him take the shovel, and I think it's like a shed area where he kills the wife.
So yeah, Maggie finds out, you know, that she's his daughter and everything, and
it kind of warps.
The doc guy brings back a piece of his clothing, and
it warps her back into like her old, like little kid dress kind of, and she's got pigtails again. She's like stuck in the basement when she remembers, kind of, with the torture room he has, and then that's kind of where she fights him and stuff, I believe. But yeah, Doc gets he gets them all kind of to go into the place, doesn't he? Like they put it all, like those scenes on their head, like I don't know what they are, but like.
Nah, it's just Maggie that has the sleep analysis type stuff on there.
Oh,
so they can tell whenever she's has him and everything to try to
jump in there. Well, because like they're outside that gate though, like pounding to get in. Oh yeah, you're right. Cause she probably is in the world, and they're trying to save her out of it. Like, cause she's fighting off Freddy and the doc and the girl, the fighting chick. They're outside like that locked in cage, trying to get into the room where she fights.
Right, where all the stuff is, where they confiscate from everybody.
Oh, you're right.
And everything.
Yeah. And she's fighting them in there.
I know Doc tries to take him out first, you know, with like the baseball bat and everything like that.
Doesn't
really
work.
He just kind of like knocks him aside.
Yeah. Doesn't really work too well. He says some tagline to him too, but we gotta write these taglines. I forget. Like,
right. Yeah.
They're classic, but when you do this many, it just kind of blends, and you're like, I mean, the only ones you're gonna remember is like Dream Warrior is gonna be the one that you remember the most from.
Right, the Welcome to Primetime bitch and all that, yeah. Yep. So anyway, yeah, she ends up bringing him back into the real world, and he's trying to, you know, convince her to join him and everything, and, you know, you're my blood, and, you know, or, you know, try the glove on, it's in your blood, how's it feel, and all that.
Yeah, he's like, it feels good, doesn't it, or something, because I think she stabs him with it or something. Because she takes
she just kind of like slowly walks towards him with it, all sticking out, you know.
Yep.
And he gets that look on his face, like, "Oh fuck."
Yep. Yep. So
yeah, that's pretty much how they kill him in this one. Is
his own daughter.
His own daughter. Yeah, she has to be the one to take him out. You know, his bloodline has to get rid of him.
Another two are just there to watch, pretty much. Watch him or her kill him, and she just claws him pretty much, doesn't she? With the claw, from what I remember, it's like something like that. Or I'm trying to think how he dies.
Yeah. Well, first she throws all that stuff at him, all the Chinese stars and everything, and like tacks him up against there.
Yeah, so it was kind of an epic battle, from what I remember. It lasted a little while. It wasn't like done like quick, but yeah, it's cool watching them back and forth kind of with each other, because I mean he's, you know, saying stuff to her, but yeah, it's fun to watch.
Back on another scene, it does show Freddy as a child in this one as well.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Abusing the animals and stuff in the classroom. And,
yep.
And then you see him, kind of like he's kind of like a teenager, preteen, whatever, like that. His dad comes down, played by Alice Cooper, with the belt.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was cool, So you had quite a few celebrities in here. I mean, between Roseanne and Tom, Alice Cooper, another appearance from Johnny Depp.
And he just tells me he wants more whips from the thing, too. Like, you can tell he's gonna, like, be a serial killer, pretty much. He's, like, pretty crazy when he's younger.
What it is Alice Cooper says. Are you ready for your...
punishment or something? I don't
know. But I think it's a different word. Or your medicine. That's
something.
Yeah, it's time for your medicine.
And he says, thank you, I want another, or something.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Can I have another?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just so evil looking, too, as a kid. Like,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew by him being a kid, like, there was going to be something wrong with this guy later on.
Yep. Those telltale signs that tell you that he was going to go around killing people pretty much, like, as a child and teenager and all that. Pretty messed up.
Yep. Any mama's boy that kind of lives in a rural area, kind of a country area, and torments animals is going to grow up to be not too great.
Yeah, like with the hamster and all that. It's pretty ridiculous.
Right. You just like squeeze the hamster or something and it just like pops.
Yeah. It's something, like that, from what I remember. And yeah, it's kind of cool seeing the backstory of that, like getting to know him a little bit more with this film. It shows you more of who he is, I guess. The darkness of Freddy.
Right. Yeah, it definitely does give you more backstory than any of the other ones. I mean, how he came to be and everything.
Yeah.
Aside from the other one showing you the parents tracking him down and how it became, burnt up and everything.
Yep. Because doesn't, like, the whole story, though, doesn't he get off the crimes or something, and then the Townsville, like, people, they know he did it, and they're out to get revenge because, he's a child murderer, and that's not going to go over well in any town, really, so, I mean, that's how he gets burnt up and dead, but...
Yeah, they never really tell you how he got off the hook.
Or something,
say there was some kind of, I can't think of the word I'm looking for here, but, I don't know if it was a lack of evidence or what it was, but, they could never prove that he was guilty.
Or something, when he runs off and he's being chased off by him, and I mean, he even got Nancy's dad, which was a cop, I mean, they're just like, I'm going to look the other way with this. Or I think he actually joins in, but they just want to, they don't care. It's like, we know you did it. So, that's, he's going to get revenge. So, and then he's, pretty much, we can end this one. I mean, he gets killed by his own daughter.
By his own daughter, yep.
And what was cool at the end, didn't it show, like, all the kill scenes, like, of all the previous kills that Freddy did at the end? Yeah, that was cool.
While they're doing the credits off to the side, it shows, like, from the beginning all the way up to this one, all the kills.
Yep. That was cool. And then it says Freddy's dead at the end, and then it's got, like, a rip sign next to him, which, I don't know.
What was that? I don't think... No, this one didn't have anything leading to the next one because this was supposed to be the last one.
Yeah, Freddy's dead now. Yep.
And even, I mean, not to skip too far ahead, but I mean, even in the next one that we're getting ready to talk about, it's a different Freddy for a reason. I mean, so the original Freddy is actually dead now.
Yeah.
So, if you want to move on to ratings, man, IMDb gave it a 4.9. For those who care, this was released in 91. And it looks like... this one had the highest budget of any of the one so far with 11 million, and it grossed almost 35 million.
Wow.
So yeah, this one did very well.
What do you want to give it for rating?
I actually really like this one. This is another one of my favorite ones in the series. I would probably give this one a 7 out of 10. So a lot more than IMDb did.
Yeah, I think, like I was about to say, it feels low, you know, I mean, especially if they grossed that much. I mean, they did something right.
Right. I mean, the last one, what I say, it had like a 5.1 or something, and I totally disagree with that. I mean, definitely good character development in this. You actually cared about most of the characters and everything, and all the kills I thought were pretty good. And,
they had
a lot of backstory.
Yeah, they had to end off the franchise, kind of. This is the one that kind of ended it for, the Freddy character until, Wes Craven's version, but that's a whole other story when we get to it. I'd give it I'm thinking a 6.5 for it, because it's a pretty good film. I mean, I liked it too. It was one of the better ones out of watching them, because, that last one wasn't, they just didn't, I don't know, they didn't go up to par with, like, this one actually does to a degree. It's just, the only thing is, like, with Freddy's daughter, it kind of blows you away that, I don't know, it's not something you'd really think you would see, I guess. Kind of shocks you a little bit.
I mean, it kind of relates back to the one before it, with it, him trying to get through the child, and now he's trying to get through his daughter. So it's kind of, yeah.
Oh, well,
he's always trying to find a way back in.
So, let's go to the Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Now the films have ended. The genie's out of the bottle. That's what the nightmares are telling me, and that's what I'm writing.
This is still a script we're talking about, right, Wes?
He's decided to cross over out of films into our reality. The only way to stop him is to make another movie.
Oh my God.
The bad man's getting awful close.
You're gonna have to make a choice.
What kind of choice?
Whether or not you're willing to play Nancy one last time.
Cut the effect!
Isn't there somebody who can stop him?
That person's you.
Why me?
But it was you that gave Nancy her strength.
Nancy.
Where's my son?
This one, it took a bit of a break from the last one. This one didn't come out till 94.
Yeah.
And it had a budget of $8 million and only grossed $18 million. So it didn't really do too well.
No. Yeah, in the beginning and stuff, it's all like, it's kind of a dream with Nancy with like the special effects, like her husband's guy working on the glove.
Right, which I like that opening. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and like two of the special effect people that do make the glove, like, I don't know if they'd be like engineers.
Animatronics or something.
Yeah, some type of robotic type, job or something for the films. Yeah, and then the glove just goes nuts and kills, like, a bunch of them, and then the husband's about to go next with Heather Langenkamp's family, right? Like, it's her kid and...
right, her husband, and her son.
Yeah. They're living it up in Hollywood, kind of. They got, like, an obsessed fan calling her all the time.
Well, she thinks she's not sure if it's a fan or if it's Freddy.
Yeah.
She doesn't know.
That's the beginning, yeah. It's like she thinks it's like some guy that's harassing her. But it's like she's got to like do interviews and stuff of, it pretty much goes you into like what reality would be like after the films of the franchise, because they're not supposed to be making anymore. It's done with, so you know, and then they try to do another movie script with her with Wes Craven. He's saying how he's gonna bring him back and all this, and he's only got, I don't know how many pages he said he had written down for the film or whatever, but it's a film within a film kind of in this movie. It's her own
well, it's a film within a film within a film, actually, because they're like making the movie. We're watching this, and she's kind of living the movie unwillingly, unknowingly.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be a part of it.
It's kind of like a 3-part thing here.
I thought it was cool that they brought Nancy back, and they have the cop guy too, the dad of her in the story, but he's just, I forget what his name is if they go by his actual name or not.
Right, everybody goes by their actual name because everybody's playing themselves. So, you know, Heather Langenkamp is Heather Langenkamp. You know, Robert Englund is Robert Englund. Wes Craven is Wes Craven.
Yep.
John Saxon is John Saxon.
Yep.
You know,
that's pretty much all you need to know for
that's probably the best part about this movie is seeing these characters just being themselves, you know, or what you would think that they are.
Yeah, it's pretty much she's talking to Freddy how she's paranoid about it and stuff with her kid, and Robert Englund, she's talking to him like, hey, have you got any weird dreams and stuff like that, and, you know, he's painting like a messed up picture, so...
Right, of Freddy, and then there's like a bunch of like souls or something underneath it. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be on that painting, but...
Yeah.
And he's just like, I gotta go. You know, like, he looks at it like he didn't realize what he had painted on there. Like, you know, wow, what the fuck is this?
Yep.
It scares him. Yeah.
And, I mean, not just that, but, the reason she starts talking to him is because he kind of comes on it's like an interview show on TV or something, and he plays Freddy, and that'd be so cool to actually see, to be there during the show, so you can try to, you know, instead of paying the rip-off prices for, them trying to put him back in costume, you know, you just snap a photo right there, which I don't think you'd be able to do, but I try to do it anyway, because he's in the actual, movie authentic stuff. That'd be awesome, because he has a hat and everything. It'd be cool to actually see it, I don't know, to actually be there.
I mean, but before all this happens, she, sees her son, Dylan, watching the original one on the TV.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's just, standing there staring at it. And, you know, that's when the phone rings, and she picks it up, and it just says, you know, in Freddy's voice, 1, 2, and then it rings again. He's like, Freddy's coming for you.
Yeah, he does it real quick. Yeah. Yep. And,
I love that scene you were talking about with the talk show when he comes out and the fans are cheering, and it gives that, little... I don't want to say montage, but the way it's lit and everything, and he's doing the hands back and forth in the air, and it's just really cool. It's really well shot.
Yeah. I mean, besides, there's not, a whole lot that happens. This movie's, one of the longer ones, I'm pretty sure, because it's, an hour 45 or something. I don't know. It feels like 2 hours almost, but...
Yeah, it's an hour and 52.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so, I knew it was pretty long.
It is definitely a longer one.
I didn't
notice that, too, when I was watching it.
There's not, there's not a whole lot of that happens until it gets, really crazy. It's just, you know, her life with the dreams, and her husband gets knocked off and dies, you know, and it's from Freddy's glove. Somehow the glove goes through, the seat and, stabs him. The first kill that you get.
Right. He's trying to drive back because, you know, she's having issues with Dylan and everything, and things are going on back at home, so he's trying to overnight it back. I don't know exactly where he was working at, how far, but, you know, I guess it was pretty far. He was trying to just get there and stay awake, but it doesn't happen.
Nope. Yeah, and he got stabbed by the glove, and then they were like, oh, that's just from the accident, and it's clearly it's a glove when she looks at the morgue.
Right. Yeah,
he's like, that's why I show you just the head. He's like, you don't want to see the rest.
Right. And then his arm pops out too. He's like trying to tuck it back in there.
Yeah.
It always cracks me up when you see movies and people working in the morgue. It's like they're so dead to all of it, you know, that they can just like walk. I don't know if they did in this, but a lot of movies, you know, they walk around just like eating and everything, and like it's nothing.
Yeah, it just doesn't bug them.
Dead bodies.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot that happens like with that. It's just her life until like I think it was like 105. It starts to get like really epic, and Freddy starts to really come after her because she gets like Dylan's like looked at for his sleeping. He's like in a coma or something, isn't it? Like or something. He's
he ends up like getting into an oxygen tent somehow.
Oh yeah.
And but before all this, though, I mean, she's like meeting with, you know, New Line and everything, and they're trying to recruit her back to play Nancy. So she meets with Bob Shea, who was the producer on like all these films.
Yeah.
And another one that plays himself, and
Wes Craven. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, Craven's having nightmares again. That's why he needs to make this movie, because Freddy's, well, it's not really Freddy. It's like an entity that's been shunned away for too long.
Yeah.
So he needs to get this back on film, or things are just going to keep happening.
Yeah, pretty much. It's he tries to show it to her, and he's like writing the script as it goes. And I mean, pretty much he's writing the script as her life goes on, because it's being all created as these events take place.
Right, which kind of has that In the Mouth of Madness vibe to it.
Yeah, I've never actually seen that, but
yeah, it's kind of the same concept where reality is being written as it's happening.
Yeah, and it's pretty much like she doesn't bring her kid Rex or something. I remember at the hospital going back to that, and then Freddy somehow gets to him or something. That's how it doesn't. Isn't that how he gets the oxygen tent? Is he's attacked by him or something?
Yeah, he keeps that little stuffed dinosaur Rex down at the bottom of his bed to keep the bad man away, or whatever he calls him.
Yeah.
And she tells him previously that, you know, just across the freeway is where we live and all that. So he tries to go to the house crossing the freeway.
Yeah.
And Freddy comes up out of the clouds and kind of picks him up a little bit and stuff like that, which is like terrible CGI, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's after that he gets into the tent.
And Freddy's got like a whole new look to him too. He's got the trench coat, and his shirt's not the same. It's got like it's like more like a turtleneck or something.
Yeah, it's clean. Yeah, because it's not Freddy per se. It's like I said, that evil, that entity
with the black trench coat, and then the mask is different and everything. Obviously, it's got like more of a whole different look to it.
It even has like a cleaner look to it, more defined, and everything in the makeup.
And his glove isn't, his glove's like bone with muscle.
Right. Now, do you like the new glove on that one?
Out of the original, I like the original more, but it's cool, but it's not like, if I had to pick gloves, I'd pick the original. But yeah, the new one's okay. It's not. Like, I just kind of like classic Freddy. I think that's the problem with me. Do you like it, or?
I think it's, like you said, I think it's cool and everything. And I think it works for this movie, like I say, because it's not supposed to necessarily be him.
Just this movie kind of thing. This
is what the evil takes the form of, because it's what we know.
It's like part of his soul, kind of, so that's why it would be like the muscle with the bone kind of sticking out. And it's even cool too with the kid with the knives on his fingers. He like tapes them on there. Like, you remember that scene where he?
Right. Yeah. I think we're getting to that.
Yeah.
Here. But
They get out of the... Oh, yeah, because we have one last kill, and I think there's only 2 kills in this movie, which makes it like... There's not a whole lot of people that die. It's just babysitter, isn't it? The blonde-haired chick.
Yeah.
She's at the hospital.
Julie.
Yeah. She's at the hospital watching over them, and the nurses get all kicked out because they're injecting them with sleep stuff to knock them out. Nancy's taking another room, so she doesn't know what's going on, and the nurses do it anyway because that one main lady tells them to inject them, and they do it anyway because they have like 2 different shots, so they're sneaky about it, and then they get kicked out of the room because I think she punches one in the face, and then they're kind of out of the room, and then it gets locked because Freddy's there, and he comes out, and he actually takes that girl, and he's like, Freddy's right behind you, and she's like, no one's right behind me, and then she's like flying across the room and everything, like kind of like the first film, you know, it's
right,
kind of like where she's going on the ceiling and getting cut up, and it's kind of all over, like, it was cool for that scene, like, I don't know, it has like all the blood all over the place, and walking up on the ceiling.
And speaking of stuff that relates to the first film, before all that, you have she answers the phone earlier on, and his tongue comes out of the phone just like it did.
Oh yeah, you're right.
In the first one.
Yep.
Yeah. So he definitely went back to, showing his love for doing the first one and everything.
Yeah. Yep, and then it gets like, after the babysitter person dies, I don't know, somehow they go home, the kid and, Nancy, I don't know how they're worried about her, because they thought something was wrong with her, that, she's got to go to like a psych ward or something. They're trying to get her to take some time off from her kid so he could go in foster care.
Right, yeah, they try to get
custody
for a temporary foster care.
Yeah. And I'm not sure how she gets out of that one. Is it because the girl gets killed and they just leave? Isn't that or something? Or
yeah, I do believe so.
Yeah, she just like takes them back, and then they go home, and that's like one of the coolest scenes out of it is where you get they go home and Rex gets destroyed, that dinosaur that he's got out there, and he's got that sheet over him. That was actually kind of cool, the way that Freddy was in the sheet. Kind of like the way it came off. Like you got like the boogeyman kind of coming out. It's kind of a cool look to it. And then he grabs into him, like he comes into the dream world with Freddy, and then Nancy gets in there. It's just like it's actually really cool. Like the scenes and everything look really awesome. Like inside how it's all water, and it looks like ancient Greek / like hell kind of at the same time look to the dream world. Like this is the first time you actually see it out of the film.
Yeah, and then before it gets to that point though, you have like she's talking with John Saxon.
Oh yeah.
Who played her dad, and they're at that playground and everything, and he's climbs up that, I forget what it is, some kind of like rocket ship thing or something at the playground.
And tries to jump off.
And he says something about like, God want to take me or something. And, I think it was really cool too how like, their relationship between Heather and John was like a real father and daughter type relationship in real life,
Yeah.
And that's when she goes and meets with Wes again, and he tells her that the only way to end this is for her to play Nancy one last time.
Yeah.
She's the only one that can take him out.
Yep, I do remember that. You're right. Probably should have mentioned all that. I forgot all. Like
I was just letting you jump ahead, man.
I was yeah. And then like they try to have
the first time Freddy shows himself is he's kind of like coming up through her bed a little bit, and then she finally gets out of bed, and he jumps out of the closet and just says, "Miss me?"
Yeah.
And, so his introduction was him coming out of the closet, I guess. But
Yeah.
And that's when Dylan actually goes into the oxygen tent right there. And he spits that kind of like exorcist type moment.
Yeah.
All that black shit all over. I guess it was supposed to be like maybe some kind of evil that he was coming out of him, I would assume.
It's like possessed by the evilness of Freddy's entity, kind of.
And then you have another nurse that turns into Freddy.
Yep.
Right after that, which we've seen, a few times already up to this point, but.
Yep.
And that's, following that is the Julie kill and all that we've already talked about, but just wanted to go back and touch on a few storyline notes there.
Yeah, there's quite a few things that happen, like, in between characters. Like, I don't know, it's weird, too, before all that happens, too, she calls up...
John.
Yep, and they're talking just like they kind of do in the movie a little bit.
It turns back into the first movie.
Yep.
And he's a cop again, and it's that old house again and everything.
And the badge just appears on him, right? Like on his belt or something.
Right. She looks at it, and he's got the badge and the gun and everything, drives away in the old cop car.
And then it goes to the movie, like, the movie's being played at the house when like, that happens a lot in this film with the first movie, is it's played in the living room or something.
It's not even plugged in or anything.
Yep. Just going off.
That really threw me off watching it. I know at least the first time, you're like, what the fuck is going on, man? How are they back in the first movie? What's up?
Yeah.
It gets kind of... The line gets real blurred of what's real and what's the movie again. Like, it goes back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah. It's showing you, like, the reality of, like, her life, I guess, but then getting consumed by the film is, like, working its way to her, and it's, the evilness of Freddy, like, getting to her, and that's what... It's weird because Wes Craven's, like, writing all this as it's happening, and it doesn't really... I don't know, I don't get how he knows what's happening. It's probably, like, he's probably dreaming it or something.
Right.
Yeah.
He's having nightmares, like, every night, and he writes it he's writing, like, every day, like, non-stop. He's writing this movie because he has to get it out there.
Yeah.
And then, he tries to, Nancy takes the, sleeping pills to, go into Dylan's dream and into, Freddy's world that you were, touching on there with the water and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's really cool when they go in there. Like, he's doing a lot of cool effects like he does in the other films, like with the long arm. He stretches his arm out when the kid runs off. That was cool.
Yeah. I like the scene where he takes his tongue around.
Yeah,
and he's like moving it around and making that goofy face and everything.
Yeah, and she stabs it, and then it gets all sucked back in, kind of. Yeah, he's doing a lot of cool, like, he's trying to eat the kid, too. Like, consume him.
It kind of gave me that Beetlejuice vibe, where they got the long faces.
It kind of, actually, it reminded me of, what's it called, Army of Darkness, a little bit, with Bruce Campbell, like, with the long face with the book. But, I don't know why it did, but...
I think that'd be more, Evil Dead 2, wasn't it?
No, it was pretty sure with Army of Darkness, where he gets the Necronomicon, but that's a whole nother podcast, really, with...
Yeah, which we might get to eventually.
Yeah.
He's trying to devour Dylan up in his mouth, and he's goes into that little fire pit thing, and that's where he's got the long arm, like you said. He's trying to get at him.
Yep. Yeah, it's I don't know. He's doing cool effects again and stuff, so you get to see some cool stuff with him trying to open his mouth up, the tongue, the arm getting stretched. And she's fighting him as he's trying to eat the kid, pretty much. At first I thought he was just going to claw him, but, that's not the case. He grabs him with the claw, and you're like, okay, what's he going to do? And then, trying to think how they get rid of him. It's something to do with...
They just trap him in that little...
Oh, they burn him. Yeah.
Which, I don't understand, like, I think in pretty much all of these films, Freddy's world always has fire.
Yeah, it
always
always
does. The one thing that always seems to fucking kill you is fire. Why would you have that in your own world? I don't understand. like I told my wife, that'd be like, Superman's dream world having kryptonite all around or something. Why?
Yeah, it's stupid to have stuff in your own thing that can kill you. Yeah, I don't know why he does that either, but there always is. You're right. There always is a fire, and something always happens. Like, it's not always fire that kills him, but this time it was, and puts himself in that oven. They lock him in that oven, and they just burn him pretty much.
I mean, I guess to relate back to the first one, because wasn't that how they take him out in the original, was to burn him?
I believe so, yeah. Something, or he gets sucked up in was it the mirror or something? Like, because the end of that movie, they get in the car, remember, and drive away, and then he does some. I'm trying to think back to the first film after we're at the end here. It's hard.
Well, she does set him on fire.
Yeah, she does.
But yeah, I mean, anyway. But yeah, I just didn't really understand why you would have all that around. I mean, I understand it's supposed to be like a dark area and it's supposed to be kind of hellish and everything like that, but yeah, I wouldn't have any of that. You have like the scene 2 where she's down in the water with the snakes and stuff and stabs him in the eye with the snake.
Yeah, that's cool. With the snake and everything. The world's kind of, I mean, it's cut short in a sense because it's only, like, I'm trying to think, is it the, like, last 20 minutes or something, maybe? Like,
yeah, it's not a very long scene, long battle.
And she gets a kid and they go back to their normal lives, pretty much. And the one thing that I don't get is, with Freddy, well, I mean, since he's dead, but yeah, like, the victims that escaped him was his own daughter and that girl fighting. I thought that last one that he was going to knock those other 2 people out, but just before we, like, wrap up the series here, because I know we still got the remake, but that doesn't really count. But yeah, I don't know, you want to go to ratings?
Sure. IMDb gave it a 6.4.
Oh, okay.
You go ahead.
I don't know, like, half this movie, I was kind of bored, like, throughout it, like, with the talking to the characters. I was just kind of like, come on, let's get going here. But it kind of grew on me in a sense, too. Like, I liked the second half, like, was awesome. Like, I loved it. Like, after, like, an hour to the other part of it, where you really start to see, Freddy coming out, I really liked the movie. So, I would give this one a 6. I mean, it wasn't what I, like, the one half, not so much, but I mean, I still enjoyed the film. Like,
right.
I think it's just kind of
redeeming quality.
Yeah, it got itself back on par. What about you?
I'm about right there with IMDb. I'm about 6.5 on this one. I like the way Freddy looks in this one, mainly because this was what Craven imagined him looking like originally, with the overcoat and everything. And yeah, I like the concept of
the darker
back.
Yeah, the darker entity of what he envisioned for Freddy to be more darker, and it's kind of cool because you get kind of there's kind of 2 different Freddys. You have Craven's version, and then you have what the movie or the company, what they think they want him to be like and stuff. So you have 2 different ways, I guess, he's kind of played out here in the franchise with these 2 films, the first and this one.
This is what the evil entity portrays itself as.
Yep.
Version, and you have, like you said, Craven's original version.
Yeah.
Well, to compare it to.
Yeah.
And, like I say, I really like they didn't just bring him back by a dog pissing on his bones or something stupid.
It's a darker type of
concept to it.
Yeah, it's a darker Freddy, really. I mean, and the funny thing is too is I was surprised that he used like jokes with them, because he still was using some jokes when he was doing killing a little bit, like especially with the girl. on the ceiling. He said something to her.
Oh yeah, ever play Skin the Cat?
Yeah,
that's what he says.
I was actually surprised. Yeah, because Craven.
I thought he was gonna skin her.
Yeah,
you know. And he didn't.
Yeah,
disappointed.
Yeah, I thought so too with that, but like he was still kind of cracking jokes in this one a little bit, which I still liked because you want kind of that balance between seriousness and like I don't know. That's kind of what you grew up like seeing was all the jokes and stuff. So. I don't know. The two different versions are still pretty cool. Like, jumping back and forth.
Like I say, I like how he finally got to show, you know, what Craven finally got to show some of his original ideas and everything, and things that related to real life. Like the talk show scene was related to real life. They were doing like a parade or something. And Freddy, you know, Robert Englund was dressed up as Freddy, and there was like a whole crowd of kids, like 9, 10 years old, chanting Freddy, Freddy, Freddy. So he got to incorporate that into that talk show scene and everything like that. So he definitely got to do a lot of stuff he'd always wanted.
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, it's cool seeing like the two different versions and stuff. Like I don't know, like you don't really get that. Like, I mean, with other franchises, I mean, the creators don't really get to... They have a certain vision for them. Like, I notice it doesn't, like, you know... Because if they take all the rights, like the company does, they'll usually, like, oh, we're going to make them like this. That's what we're going to do and pump it out and get money for it. Like, sometimes it kind of feels like... Sometimes the art form is, you know, of this character, they kind of... I don't know.
They're restricted to what they can do.
Yeah. It's cool that
like,
you have...
we'll give you the money, but you have to do this and this. You're not allowed to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Which, when New Line got a hold of Craven for this film, he told him right off the bat that, you know, I'm going to do what I want to do with this film. And if you guys want me back, that's what's going to have to happen.
Oh, I didn't even know that, actually. That's awesome. Yeah.
I feel like they knew no one else could revitalize, you know, this franchise.
Yeah, portray Freddy like in another way with like trying to bring him back to life with something else, you know, or whatever. It's kind of good it left like this on a note, like the end of it, because it. I mean, if you would have kept trying to bring him back, like I don't know. So yeah, what do you think the overall like feeling of the series ending, kind of like that? Like, I mean, the last one when Freddy's dead is kind of the end of Freddy, and then you have.
I mean, I think ending it with. You mean as far as ending it with New Nightmare?
Well, just in general, like the end of the trilogy, other than the remake, but.
Yeah, I feel like New Nightmare should have definitely been the last one altogether, for sure. I mean, at least you have who started the series, ended the series, you know, with Nancy and Robert Englund both, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of, I kind of feel the same way. Like, it's, I mean, because if you would have left with Freddy's dead, I don't know, you'd kind of feel unfulfilled a little bit.
Right, I want to see the real Nancy one more time or something. Yeah. You know.
So it was cool.
Like I say, seeing everybody kind of giving their real life thoughts on what's going on and everything was just really cool.
Yeah. Yep. So let's
move on to
the remake.
Remake from 2010.
Every time that I dream, there's always this man.
That's his mark, isn't it? Freddy.
Oh my god, you've seen him too. Wake up, wake up. Who are you?
Remember me?
How long have you been awake?
Way too long. I haven't slept in 3 days. I'm starting to dream with my eyes open.
Oh my god.
Why are you screaming? I haven't even got you yet.
Oh god.
No, just me.
Yep. And who plays Freddy Krueger in this one?
Jackie Earle Haley as Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Who I actually really liked in watching it as Rorschach. I thought he did fucking fantastic in that film. This had a budget of $35 million, and it grossed over $63 million.
But it's I don't know. Like, if they're gonna do another reboot, they had all these other rumors that it's gonna be Kevin Bacon or Johnny Depp, and I mean, there's just so many. You don't know anything until they're actually gonna claim they're gonna make a film. It's just hearsay, really, in my opinion, until you really know they're actually finalizing it and stuff, and it's gonna happen.
Right. Which I don't think they wanted to cast England in this role. For one, I mean, at this time he's getting up there in age.
Yeah.
Which didn't really make a difference because he still played him in Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah.
And did a lot of his own stunts. I heard he even did all the underwater stunts were all him.
Oh, that's cool.
The only thing he didn't do was like the fire scenes.
Oh,
everything else was him.
Oh.
This is a movie that these guys wanted to make and make their own, and not incorporate stuff from the previous films.
They wanted to rehatch the franchise, kind of.
Right. Which they completely fucked up on by doing, I don't know if they were paying homage or what, but if you're trying to make your own film, don't even do that, because you had a lot of stuff that related back to the first one. A lot of the same scenes, just shot in a different way.
CGI was fucking bad with, I don't know, they did the whole, wall scene again. I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
when I saw that.
Yeah, it was kind of over the top done and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll touch on them some more when we get to the kills, but definitely relate back to the original.
Yeah, it's not a good film, in my opinion. It's, I remember I watched it in the beginning and I thought, because I haven't seen this one in forever because I just didn't watch it.
Either. I probably haven't seen it since it came out on video in 2011.
And you didn't think it was as bad, did you? And then you watched it and you're like, oh, shit.
Right. I'm like, man, from what I remember, it wasn't that bad of a movie. And then I don't want to give anything away till we get to the ratings, but
yeah.
This film pretty much starts out with the character of Dean is sitting at the diner because he's been awake for, 3 days or so, struggling to stay awake, and he has a vision of Freddy, and then the character of Nancy is the waitress, and she's making sure he's all right, whatever.
Isn't she the artist too, or something? They kind of throw in there.
Yeah, they don't really touch on it too much, but there's a scene later on where she's painting or doing something.
Yeah.
But it cuts back to he's back in the dream world, and it doesn't really show him back in the dream world, but it shows him slicing his own throat right there at the diner.
Yeah.
And then that's right at the beginning of the movie, so you have a kill right off the bat, and it wasn't that bad of a kill. It was pretty graphic, but and then it takes off following the character of Chris after this.
Yeah, it's pretty. I don't know if did they do the same names with everybody.
You had Nancy back in here as the main character, and then you do have another character named Jesse.
Oh, gotcha.
The second one, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but you have the character of who is it? Yeah, Jesse's character is supposed to be the what's his name, Rob character, Tina's boyfriend from the first one. He's supposed to be his character, and I guess Quentin is supposed to be Johnny Depp's character.
Yeah.
And Chris as Tina.
I don't know, this whole cast, I'm not digging any of them. Any of the people in this film. Chris
was kind of hot, and
yeah,
the Kellen Lutz guy was in the Twilight films, which I never watched. Don't care to fucking watch those. And he did play Hercules in The Legend of Hercules, which I thought he actually did pretty good in that. But
yeah,
everyone else is kind of unknown.
Yeah, that's what I felt. Kind of like, I don't know, they just don't like trying to rehash it with them. It was like, I don't know, it's kind of like forced down your throat type of like this movie. They're trying to like really push the stuff off on you, and it's just like I don't care. Like
it was kind of like shot like shiny and like edited so like I don't know, cheesy. It's
CGI
of a movie. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But.
And I want to know too, like the CGI on his face and stuff. Was that CGI? Yeah.
There's a couple spots on his face that are, if you watch the features, you can see like green on there, and they take it out.
Oh.
But from what they say, that's more accurate to an actual burn victim.
Yeah.
From what they, researched and everything.
I think his
like
face
that.
looked like shit. I didn't like it.
Yeah, especially around the lips and everything. And he talked like he had like a fucking dick in his mouth. I don't know.
he kind of, I mean, well, and not just that. Even when they reverted back to give you kind of a backstory of Freddy, like, Freddy, like how he is. He works with the kids at the house. He just kind of comes off like he's
creepy, then.
Well, he's like a creepy, like pedophile type guy, but he's just like a kind of a pussy. He like runs around and shit, screaming, and I don't know. I just don't. This whole thing just didn't work out. I don't know. I'm not a fan of like, because I mean, Freddy, he's supposed to come off like awesome and shit, and I don't know. I wasn't feeling it at all. Like, it was maybe just the look, and he, the way he said stuff too. He's like, did you know, like, he's like precise with some of the crap he says, and I'm sure, they told him to say, the writers probably wrote out what he's got to say and stuff, but it wasn't, like...
He was definitely more of a darker asshole Freddy than we're used to.
Yeah.
It wasn't funny, like you said, at all, and just, you didn't like him as a villain.
No, it was a bad idea, I mean, I don't even know if that's the actor failing, or if it's just the way they wrote it out.
I highly doubt that.
Yeah.
Jack Earl Haley's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I just don't think it was meant to be really, I don't know. They probably told him what to say and all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is going to be more of a studio film than any of them, It's going to be, this is what we want, this is what you're going to do. I mean, Robert Englund had so much freedom in his role given to him.
That's what we're used
I don't
to,
think
and
was.
Yeah, that's what we're used to. And this guy, they probably just told him, say this, say that. And I mean, when you're telling him, when you put that kind of restriction on him, I think he would have done better if they would have let him improv a little bit more in there or something. It would have been a little bit more fun to watch. But it's just,
I mean, he had a different strut to his walk and everything. I mean, it wasn't nearly. He didn't have that swagger that England had,
Yeah.
Just nothing. I mean, I like I do with all remakes, man. I tried to watch this one, forgetting all of the other films. Yeah. And it was hard to do, like I say, because they paid homage or whatever to the first film so many times. I wanted to forget that those existed, but they won't let you.
No.
And that was their biggest mistake.
This whole film, I don't know.
Yeah. So to run through the story just real quick, Chris is trying to remember being young and knowing the character of Dean, because they weren't supposed to have met since like high school, I think, or junior high, and she finds a photo of them when they were like 5 years old, and she finds an old outfit that's kind of cut up and stuff up in the attic, where she kind of has an encounter with Freddy for the first time right there. And so yeah, she's trying to find all this out and everything, how they are supposed to know each other and everything. She doesn't remember anything from her childhood, and yeah, so she's like, she falls asleep, and is it?
Yeah. trying to think. She falls asleep and sees them. I don't know, probably in the dream or whatever. I think they're like in like a locker. Like no, that was never mind. It was like a factory, right, or something. And he like
he keeps bringing him back to this boiler room area. Is where like 90% of this movie takes place in his world.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the world in this one as much. It's not. I don't know. I mean, even trying to piece them together, you just can't do it. You just can't. Like, trying to make this film, it's kind of its own. It's... I don't know. I'm just not this whole movie.
So, yeah, they're laying there in bed together. She wants him to, like, help her stay awake or, protect her or whatever. And she's the first kill, and it's just like the kill for... Tina in the first one, where she's getting thrown around the room and everything. Not as cool as the first one.
No,
it wasn't as much blood.
Yeah,
it was just kind of lame.
It sucked compared to the first one. Let me just say that.
Yeah, and of course, just like the original, Jesse gets blamed for killing her and everything like that.
The only difference is he gets picked up that night by the cops. I'm pretty sure they like running around like with the shirt off and stuff, and the cops get him like with him.
Yeah, right before that, he like runs off to Nancy's house, and lets her know, hey, she's dead. I didn't do it. Blah blah blah. And he goes out the window and gets arrested.
Yep.
And that's where she's doing her little painting thing.
And the thing is too is like. Sandy didn't do it when you got her blood all over you and stuff. I mean, you think they're going to believe you?
Right. That's what I was thinking the whole time watching it, too. I'm like, man, you keep saying, I didn't do it, it wasn't me. And you're completely guilty looking. I mean, they're not just going to be like, okay, you can go.
Yeah, it's not your blood. That's no blood on you or anything, We'll let you go. We believe you. We believe in this entity going around killing people in dreams. Very unlikely.
Yeah. That's when they kind of find out, they're all dreaming about the same guy and everything. And then he gets killed off in the jail. Stabs him from the back and comes up, which was an okay kill on Jesse there.
Yeah, I'm happy you wrote down all that, because I wrote down like 5 lines for this movie, so it's pretty bad.
Which goes back to, he's done previously in the film, as well as at part 2, where he comes to the back of the bus and kills that girl, and, he's come from the back like that a few times. But, so yeah, and then you have the scene of Nancy falling asleep in the tub again, just like the original, the glove coming up, and, then you find out that's just like the whole tub scene was like a dream. I guess she's back in there like twice. Didn't really understand what was going on there. She gets out first time and she kind of goes into that snowy dream world with the preschool and everything, and then wakes up and she's back in the tub again.
Yeah,
it just got kind of iffy there. I don't know.
Doesn't make any damn sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they kind of relate it back to the original, but she doesn't get sucked in like she did in the original. I mean, if you're going to do it, just do it. Don't half-ass it,
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, and then Quentin goes over to Nancy's, and they try to figure out how to stop him and everything, and they're digging through like the files and stuff at Nancy's house, and they find the photograph of the kids from the preschool, and that's when her mom finally tells her what happened and everything.
Yeah, he was a gardener for the school or something, right. And he's got his own little private room under the school that they never found, but he did it.
Yeah, she was his favorite and everything. But
that's what I kind of
took her down there.
I'm sorry to interrupt, man, but just to say that, like, they tried to make Freddy more of a victim in this, and I really didn't like that. They had, like, more of, oh, that poor guy, like, they more pushed that on you. Like, it's just, it wasn't as intimidating, like, before with the first, like, it's got that darker feel to it, and this just, I mean, you're just like, I don't feel sorry for this dude. Like, I don't know. They're trying to push it more on you. Like, the kids are like, oh, you killed him. Like, they're really, you know, they're pissed off and trying to help him, kind of. It feels like, I don't know. And then even though they find that stuff out, it doesn't matter, because I think he still tries to kill him for what I remember. I don't know. Does that happen, or is that just me? I think,
yeah.
They're, like, accusing their parents, like, you murdered this poor man.
Right.
And I
think that's at the school or whatever with Quentin's dad or something.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you killed an innocent guy and blah blah.
Yeah, that was stupid.
And then right after that is where Quentin goes into his world while he's doing the laps in the pool.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that. Does he get killed off too? I don't remember. In the pool, I think he might.
No, he comes up and they get the water out of his lungs and everything.
Oh yeah, you're right. Then she goes in there and it's like got snow, or I felt like it was like really cold where they were in the world. They're running around. She saw Freddy again, like in the. She's dreamed, like it was one of the last dreams I remember. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the dream where she had when she was in the tub, was the snow scene.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
How do they kill him in this one? We can just fast forward to that, or I don't.
Well, I want to touch on a couple of the things that relate back to the first real quick. Like, there's a scene where after Quentin gets out of the pool area and stuff, he gets with Nancy and they see Tina's body, or not Tina, but the Tina scene from the first one, from the body bag, Chris's body. So they related back to the first one with that one. And what else was on here?
They really showed you too. I remember this movie. I remember the diner. I remember that guy whining to the girl, painting and stuff. That Nancy, that's not Nancy or whatever. The new cast, and then they got like the parents chasing after poor Freddy. How he's running, and I hate the way that guy runs. Like when he was running, it looks stupid. Like I don't know, when they burned him up, and I don't know. Just this was a bad matchup. Like
there's a part where Quentin does fall asleep and gets sliced by Freddy, but he doesn't kill him. He just kind of knocks him out or whatever.
Well, the thing is, I don't even remember, like, the kills don't even stand out to me. So.
No, they don't. The kills in this were not good at all. They were really fucking lame.
Yeah.
And, the only scene I liked, other than the very end, was Nancy's running through the halls or whatever, and they turn to, like, a big pool of blood, and she kind of falls through.
Yeah.
That was a decent scene. But not anything spectacular for sure.
Yeah.
But and she stabs him in the eye with some scissors. That was okay.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Move along real quick. I think we're kind of don't really want to talk about this too much more. But,
no.
And then to kill him, she cuts his arm off and cuts his throat. I guess with I think it was a paper cutter thing. Is that what it was?
Yeah, probably. I remember the throat getting cut and his head falls off, doesn't it, or something?
No, you think it's going to fall off, but it doesn't.
Oh.
It doesn't even go that far.
See, it'd be a little bit better if it did fall off. I might give it just a one more higher rating than, like, not, like a little, maybe like a 1% or something. Not even a rating, but I don't know.
Right, not a full, just a half decapitation there. It wasn't even a full.
Yeah.
And then, the very end, you get her and her mom are talking, and they're in front of that mirror, and Freddy comes out of the mirror, grabs her mom, and stabs her to the back of the fucking head. That was a cool scene. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was probably one of the better ones of the movie. It's pretty sad that, like, I don't know, it doesn't...
Yeah, just didn't want to talk about it. Just wanted to go through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you say, I went into this thinking it was better than it was, but it was a complete fucking piece of shit. It really was.
Yeah. there's no sugarcoating this, and it's not. I mean, like I said, like we both probably agree that it really wasn't the actor that played him. It's just that they wanted to. I think what it was is they didn't want to spend time really on this film. It seemed kind of rushed in the sense like they gave him a bunch of lines, do this, do that. All right, it's just it lost complete feeling of the movie. Like it didn't really feel like a Nightmare film, and I don't know. It probably I feel like they should have spent more time trying to do something with it. I don't know.
Right. I mean, you got a $35 million budget, and the first one was made on like $1.1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, come the fuck on, dude. Like, there's no way you could have done better than this.
Yeah. Alright, let's move to ratings. Enough about this film. I gave this...
IMDb gave it a 5.2 somehow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I gave it a 3. Fuck this film.
I'm right there with you at a 3, man. Only redeeming quality, that last kill. That's it. And
yeah.
Maybe when they trap him in that building.
Yeah, there's not much. It is what it is. I mean, you gotta have it if you have the collection, because you have to own all of them, but...
Like you, I have that DVD box set still, and it just sits right next to that, and yeah. That was the first time it's been took out of the case since 2011.
Yeah, it's the first time I actually opened it, too, because I watched it, I don't know where I saw it, but I saw it somewhere, and then I just kind of forgot about it, and then...
I think we both kind of got it for like free or really cheap, didn't we?
Yeah, I got it pretty cheap.
Yeah. I think mine was free or maybe a couple dollars with a purchase at FYE, so that's the reason I have it.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, I guess we'll end it here. I don't know. Next time we're going to do Wishmaster, so also let us know what you guys want, so we can do that for you for films. So we'd love to know, people telling us, someone suggested this one to us, so, let us know, keep us in the loop. So yeah, it was fun going back with all these films. And
well, except for the last one.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Give us some feedback too. Subscribe to our YouTubes and rate us on iTunes and everywhere else. We're on iTunes, Speaker, Stitcher, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Mixcloud, so check us out. Alright, we'll see you guys next time, and hope you enjoyed the show.
We saw Elm Street, and man, it was death, and everything seemed alright when we left. But when I got home and laid down to sleep, that began the nightmare, but on my street.